Hey everyone, Tom here, d20play. I need to update a Troubadour for a game that I'm running tomorrow. I thought it'd be fun to just take a look at it and take a look at how it compares to a Bard in d20play RPG and a Bard in D&D 2024. If you have any questions, hit the chat. Let me know what questions you have. And I have to update this Troubadour. He's level 1 now in Draw Steel. I got to update him to level 2. I also need to update these bards. They're both level 2. So let's take a look at what they look like right now. And we'll start with a simple one. The d20play RPG, very similar in scope and complexity to OD&D, OSR, Shadow Dark, etc. I have a button here for initiative that also shows it should roll their initiative. Let me get rid of all this here. There we go. I'll get rid of hero tokens of malice. Round, just keep that at 1. Let me show that part of my screen though so you can see all that. There we go. All right. So we got this roll or d20 play RPG. That button rolls the initiative. It tells me their initiative modifier is +2 and their speed is 30. And in D&D, I got the same thing, although it also shows me a passive perception of 11. Also has a tiebreaker in D&D of their dexterity score. And then in Draw Steel, you don't roll initiative the same way. In Draw Steel, there's a side initiative that the players or the DM could roll, and it's a d10 roll. And if the roll is 6 or higher, the players choose who goes first. So I have that down here in my macros on the bottom of the screen. Then the next thing here on the character is a little macro button that shows me their armor class and their hit points. Armor class 13, 7 hit points for a second level bard. It'll also break out for me their hit dice, their hit die type, the type of armor they're wearing. And I do the same thing in D&D. Armor class 13, 17 hit points at second level. I also have their hit dice in D&D. And that's something I might add to d20 play RPG because I kind of like that as a way to get back hit points. So then the Troubadour in Draw Steel, what would I do for that? Well, they have no armor class, right? Their armor is built into their stamina. Better armor you have, the better your stamina is. So I don't have that to show. What are the things do I show? I roll initiative, but I don't have that to do. I have their stamina. I don't really show the stamina here, but I have a button here that is their whole description for the character. So here's the Troubadour's full description here. Wood Elf Troubadour, first level, stamina 21, right there. Winded 10, recoveries 8, heal 7 with each recovery. So there's that. And then the next thing I have here is a button for each ability score. I do this in both D20 Play RPG and D&D. And D20 Play, I'm just using the modifier, so strength -2 here. And I don't do advantage the same way, so I don't roll twice. And if you're trained in something, you have advantage on it. You can see that in these scores down here in the bottom right. The D&D ones would be the same, except I have the ability score up here. So strength 12, dex 14, for example. And if you're skilled in something, you'll get a modifier. And of course, if you're a bard, you have jack of all trades in D&D, so you have all those extra modifiers for jack of all trades. And then for Draw Steel, I put all the characteristics, which is the same as an attribute, and they just use modifiers. So usually -2 to +2 at first level. And I put this all here in a button that says test. You get your might, agility, reason, intuition, presence, I believe. So it has all the rolls. It rolls 2d10, and then you have to add your characteristic and add your skill. And to be fair to D&D, I could do the same thing where I could take these 6 buttons and D20 Play RPG at the same time. Take those 6 buttons and squeeze them down to 1 button and do 1 D20 roll and have you manually add your ability score and your skill. So that could be the same in both systems like that. Then I go to description. So this is built into that first button I have in Draw Steel. Gives you a picture, gives you some background information. In D20 Play RPG, you got your race, you got your background, and your class. Those are the main things. And they'll drive your languages and your proficiencies and such. And I do downtime in D20play RPG. And so the last time that Christopher did downtime, Christopher the Bard spent his downtime training his dexterity. And then for D&D, I have Minotaur here. That's the race, Bard. I didn't put in what his entertainer. And then for the draw steel, it's all in that first button there. Now we're coming to, let's see, we have gear, which is in the first button, draw steel, although I'm moving it out in these other characters because you're starting to get some actual gear. And draw steel, you zoom in on this. Draw steel is pretty unique in the way it does kits. So let's look at the barbarian, the fury, I mean. I'll zoom in on the screen here. All right, so we got this dwarf fury. And what's his equipment? If I click on his gear, he's got just a heavy weapon. And it can be whatever he wants to pick it to be. Could be a great axe, could be a maul, could be a great sword, some sort of heavy weapon. That's coming from a kit called the Panther kit, which gives him extra stamina, extra speed, extra stability, and packs a big punch at the high tier on melee weapon damage. And then, of course, all characters are assumed to have backpack, robe, torches, etc. This character also has the Bloodbound Band. He's got a couple of healing potions. He hasn't really started any projects yet, but he does have a recipe to make healing potions, but no ingredients. So that's all there for that. Thalanor, I'll break out Thalanor's stuff. Right now, Thalanor's got medium armor. So again, you pick the armor. It could be chainmail, it could be a breastplate, whatever you want to describe your character as. Light weapon, rapier, dagger, something like that. That comes from the swashbuckler kit. +3 speed. Hey, Amit. Yeah, it's Gim. +3 speed, +1 distance on ranged attacks, +3 stamina, extra damage across the board on melee weapon damage, and backpack, robe, torches. He also has buzz bomb recipe, ounce of demon honey ×3, so you can make buzz bombs. He's been working on buzz bombs, 18 out of 45 on the project there. So here is the Troubadour. You move these guys up to where I have a white background. And I'll make the screen a little smaller here. Or, there we go. Okay. Should still be pretty easy to read. I'm going to move the Troubadour up to the top. And the D&D and the Roll20. So Roll20 you can see is taking 1.5 lines. D&D is taking 2 full lines. And Draw Steel is taking 4 full lines. Now, I do have a lot of kind of verboseness to the buttons for every one of their abilities, but the Troubadours in Draw Steel are pretty cool in that they do their bard stuff is coming from a performance that they do, and they start that at the start of a round. They pick which performance they're doing, and that performance lasts for the round, and then they can change it at the top of the next round or continue the same one. And Thalanor, the first level Troubadour, starts doing 4 different performances. So you can pick from Ballad of the Beast, which gives everyone surges. Surges are like the universal modifier to do better with attacks. They can do choreography, which lets them give everyone more speed. Revitalizing Limerick, which lets them heal people. Or Thunder Mother, which lets them blast people with lightning at the end of a turn. How does a bard in D&D do the same kind of things? They have bardic inspiration. So within 60 feet, as a bonus action, a creature that sees or hears them, and that creature can have 1 at a time, and it lasts for an hour, they can freely, when they fill a d20 test, add a d6 to the roll. And that bard can do that 3 times per long rest. So in Draw Steel, the bard's always contributing, right? No matter what, all the time, always performing, always contributing. In D&D, 3 times per long rest, they can do the inspiration. What's enchanting song? I forget that. Finish short, long rest, play song on proficient instrument, grant heroic inspiration. Oh, this is his background thing. To allies who hear it. Okay, so how does a bard do this kind of inspiring in the D20 Play RPG? So what I have is this spell called Inspire, a first level spell, and I also have a first level spell called Dishearten. So you can both inspire allies and dishearten enemies. And if we look at the Inspire spell, you call out an inspiring shout, creature you see, target gains a luck token, which follows the normal luck token rules. You can freely cast this with advantage when the target rolls a natural 20 on attack, check, or save, or they are missed with a natural 1. I'm probably going to get rid of that. So it's just going to be you're watching for 20s for your allies. And when one of them gets a 20, you can freely cast a spell with advantage. Now, spells work kind of similar to the way they do in Shadow Dark, except it's roll to retain instead of roll to cast. So if you have it, you'll cast it once for sure. And you're rolling to see if you retain it so you can cast it again later. Advantage gives you +3 on your roll in the D20 Play RPG. So in this particular instance, if he had cast it, he gets it off, but he's done for the day on that. And then they have Dishearten, which kind of works the same way, but in reverse, free to cast with advantage when a target rolls a natural 1. I'm probably going to get rid of the second part. So there's just one thing to watch for. Enemies rolling a natural 1, allies roll a natural 20, cast this for free. You can, though, lose it. In this case, if you've done it with advantage, you're going to retain it. You can do this outside of combat, but you don't get that advantage with it. So you're risking not having it. So that's how bards inspire and dishearten people in the D20 Play RPG. So then let's look at the next thing. Now we got in Draw Steel, we have the action economy is, let's look at the Draw Steel turn here. You have an action, you have a maneuver, and you have a move. And your action can be downgraded to a move or a maneuver or move in my shorthand here. So they will be looking for their actions. They have actions that take heroic resources, dramatic reversal, hypnotic overtones. Those two are both take heroic resources. They have signature actions, which the reason they even have that tag of being a quote signature action is that sometimes others can let them use that. And they'll say you can use a signature action and they can do that. So fancy footwork, this actually comes from their kit. This comes from their swashbuckler kit, and they're pretty good in combat, really, with that kit. You know, it does pretty good damage there. They can push their target. They can shift in any square the target leaves. So that's a nice one. And then witty banter is a bard one. That's a signature one, either melee or ranged. And it's going to do psychic damage. And an ally in 10 can end a save ends or end of turn effect. So that's really nice. You can spend a drama, so an ally can also spend a recovery. So bard does really good at healing with witty banter. How does a bard heal in D&D? It'd be through their spells. So they have light cantrip, vicious mockery cantrip, which is like the dishearten spell in Roll20 or D20 Play. And then they have cure wounds. They have healing word that they can do. In D20 Play, they have harmonic healing. So within 30 feet, they can heal a creature. They also have, as we looked at dishearten already, harmonic healing, inspire, light, toll the dead, another one they have there. So back to Draw Steel. So we have these abilities, these actions that take heroic resources. Dramatic reversal takes 5. Hypnotic overtones takes 3. A couple of signature abilities. Melee free strike or ranged free strike. Some things will grant you a free strike. It has to be one of those two things. Charging is another thing you can do with an action. Defending is another thing you can do with an action. Healing someone else is another thing you do with an action. So you have all those actions to pick from. And then you get to do an action and a maneuver. So maneuvers, usually there'll be something that's associated with the class. And on the Bard or Troubadour in Draw Steel, we have Power Chord. That's what this one's chosen. So they play a power chord in their music. It blows people back. If they rolled a 15 here, for example, it pushes everyone every enemy in 2 squares of them is pushed 2. That's a maneuver. 8 attack is a good fallback maneuver that you can do, granting the next ally an edge on attack. Catching breath is definitely a good fallback maneuver. You can spend your own recoveries to get stamina back. Escaping a grab, grabbing, hiding, knocking back. Troubadour is not the best class doing this. There are some classes like the Fury and the what's the other good one? Oh, the Null. Both do really crazy things with knockback maneuvers. And then standing up or standing up in ally, and then using a consumable. And then movement, you have just regular movement, spending your movement. Disengage, which lets you move a certain amount of distance based on your kit and your class and such without provoking attacks. Troubadour can do a shift 2 with that. And then riding. And then you have some triggers. And the Troubadour's got a trigger called Harmonize. This one's kind of interesting. So in this shorthand here, it takes 3 of the heroic resource to do it. They have a range of 5 with it, targeting allies. So the target uses a heroic resource or something that takes 3 or less heroic resources. They can be that targets one enemy. You can add an additional target for that. That's when their triggered power. And then they have free powers. So every class has a heroic resource, and you're basically watching for that to happen every turn. So you have at the start of your turn, you're going to get some addition to your heroic resource, which for the Troubadour is drama. So they're going to get a D3 at the start of their turn. They're watching for 3 or more heroes using ability in the same turn, once per encounter. That'll give them 2 drama. They're watching for a hero getting made winded once per encounter. That'll give them 2 drama. They're looking for a hero in line of effect rolling a natural 19 or 20. That gives them 3 drama. So they're watching for those criticals. If you or another hero dies, you get 10 drama. If you're dead and you have 30 drama, you come back to life with 1 stamina and 0 drama. Then there's a save button here. Every effect that it gets you is usually save ends, and it ends on a 6 or higher. Thalanor's an elf, so it's going to end on a 5 or higher for Thalanor. So there you go. So, in my opinion, draw steals maybe almost double the complexity of D&D, although these are big names. So maybe about 1.5 times the complexity of D&D. There's a lot of stuff to watch for. You have to be basically paying attention all the time when it's not your turn to see when you're getting your heroic resources building up, to see when you can use a triggered action. This particular character doesn't have any other triggered actions that aren't part of their heroic resource, their drama. A lot of classes do. What's the Fury got? Not really. The Conduit has Relentless, but that's just a virtue of them being an orc, giving them the ability when a creature damages them to die, and they can make a free strike against any creature. And if they reduce that creature to 0 stamina, they can spend a recovery. The Tactician has got a lot of free triggers. Their focus, ally and 10 use a heroic resource. You or an ally damage a marked target. They can spend 2, mark target moves or shifts. They can attack. You can use free triggered action, spend 2 focus to make a melee free strike versus them. You spend 1 focus, you and our ally damage mark. You can add more damage to the damage, plus 4. It's actually double your highest characteristic or your reason, one of the 2. I think it's reason, actually. You damage a marked target with a melee attack, and you spend 1 heroic resource. You can taunt them. So when you're the one damaging them, you can taunt them. So a lot of stuff there for the Tactician. You can see what their abilities are and such. So there we go. D20 play RPG, 1.5. D&D, 2 full lines. And D&D is just coming down to 2 full lines because, of course, they have bonus action for the Bardic Inspiration, and then they have a few more spells. Really, that's it. And it'd shrink a little bit more if I put all their stats together like I did for Draw Steel. All right, so let's level these characters up. And I'm only going to be live until my wife returns home. She's out right now and we'll be back soon. So Troubadour, going up to second level. Give you a peek into what I do for leveling up characters. Draw Steel. Here's Thalanor. I should have a Wood Elf Troubadour. Yeah. So there's Thalanor. I'm going to update Thalanor to Troubadour 2. And probably just get rid of that. Oh, I'll keep that because it's not the default. Okay, so what does a Troubadour get at second level? I'll bring this over here. It's the Draw Steel hero book. Looking at Troubadour, got the basics and first level. Oh, basics will tell us starting stamina at first level is 18, and stamina is like hit points, basically. Doesn't reflect actual hits, but more like your luck, your skill, your stamina. Stamina gained at second and higher levels is 6. Okay, so I'm at 21 stamina now, so I'm going to be at 27. Bump those both up to 27. And to be this level, I'd actually have 16 XP, so I'll update that. 27 stamina here. Winded will be half of that, round down, I believe, so 26 of 13 becomes winded. And you stay conscious until negative 13. Recoveries, you have 8 recoveries, and your recovery value is 1/3 of your maximum, so 9. So there you go. You'll 9 every time you do a recovery. So you can basically get with 8, you can almost get all your hit points back 3 times, just slightly less than 3 times. Just some information on stamina. Okay, so now what else do they get at second level? Second level features. Appeal to the Muses. You gain the following features. You have the specific minute, your presence. Choose one of the following features. All right, so you have Appeal to the Muses. You can give a rousing speech, invoke your inspirations, or lift your fellow spirits. Appealing the Muses to heighten a battle's drama. However, irony is eager to hand your fortune to the villain to achieve the same end. You can make your appeal, no action required. If you do, your roll gains the following additional effects. So this is kind of like the conduit, maybe. The rules 1, you gain 1 additional drama. The director gains malice. If it's a 2, you gain 1 heroic resource, which you can keep or give to an ally within the distance of your active performance. The director gains 1 malice. And lastly, you gain 2 of a heroic resource, which you can distribute among yourself and any allies within the distance of your active performance. Okay. So, drama, start your turn. I'll just put here appeal. Optional. And then if I look at the conduit, they have a similar thing. So, Orc conduit. If I come down to, this is the shorthand of the macro buttons I do. So their piety start turn, no prayers, they get that. And if they pray, they get this. So I'll add something similar to Thalanor, the Troubadour. So Thalanor's got drama start turn. And then I'll do drama start turn appeal. There we go. So roll a d3. You're going to get +2 drama. You get 1 additional drama. You're going to, and director gains. D3 malice. And if you roll a 2, you're going to get think you're going to get +2 drama, +1 heroic resource, which you can keep or give to an ally in this objective performance. I probably won't put all that in there. They'll just have to remember that. And then I'll put keep, give. There we go. And then the last one that we'll have is if they roll a 3, +3 drama, as normal, +2 heroic resource, which you can keep and give. Oh, the director's going to get a malice here. +1 heroic resource, keep or give, and then director gain 1 malice. There we go. So that takes care of the appeal to the muses. Invocation, you have a specific manner that helps define your presence on the battlefield. Choose one of the following. And the player, for Thalanor, wanted to take my reputation precedes me. So what's this one do? You can invoke your reputation at the start of a social interaction with one or more NPCs who haven't met you before, automatically creating a bond with one of those NPCs from the group as if using your scene partner feature above, which they had at first level. So if I come up here and you just break out their gear here real quick. So the Fury, I'm going to use the Fury as an example. Here we go, gear. Just Thalanor. So Thalanor has medium armor, light weapon. We looked at that. Copy all this down to here. Thalanor has no magic items, I think, right now. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Keep the divider. Forget what project exactly. I think Buzzbalm, right? Yeah, Buzzbalm 18045. And recipes, they got Buzzbalm. Keep that. I should put what language the recipe's in because it'll be important that they have that language if they're using the recipe. And then they have the Demon Honey ×3 ingredients. So I was just doing that to get that out of there. Now, they have the scene partners up here. When you obtain successes on a test to interact with NPC with interpersonal skill, you can form a bond, 1 per level. When entered negotiation with NPC, their patience is +1 to 5 max. Once per negotiation, you make an argument that would increase the NPC's interest by 1, instead increase it by 2 to 5 max. Okay. This bond counts against the limit to active bonds from your scene partner feature. While the bond is active, all heroes present treat their renown as 2 higher than usual for the purpose of entering into a negotiation with the bonded NPC. All heroes. 1 hero token to make you infamous among the group of creatures instead, and preventing you from forming this bond until you take action to improve your reputation. All heroes present take a bane on tests made to interact with creatures in the group. So, okay. Just going to copy all this over to here. I'm going to probably put it under scene partner. As if using your scene partner feature. Yeah, put it here. So what I do is I shorthand these things and have it just with a click of a button, so it's there. And real quickly, just going to replace the paragraph marks with the space. Oh, they already have spaces, so no space. Replace all of them. No more. Close that. All right. Invoke your reputation at start of social interaction with 1+ NPCs. 1+ NPCs who haven't met you before. Auto creating, I guess there was no spaces. Bond with 1. Those NPCs from that group as if using scene partner feature. This counts against the limit on active bonds of your scene partner feature. So I want to say this, just put in parentheses, counts against scene partner feature, scene partner limits. While bond is active, all heroes present treat renown as 2 higher for purpose of entering into negotiation with bonded NPC. All right, so you have that. Then I may or may not put that under a line, right? So let me just hit that return. And then to do another line, I'd have to do this as a 3. Director can award heroes 1 hero token to make you infamous instead, and prevent you from forming this bond. Until you take action to improve reputation, all heroes present take Bane. On tests made to interact with creatures in group using skills from interpersonal skill. Using interpersonal skills. You can still use your scene partner feature to find allies within group. All right, so that's complex as heck, but I got it short-handed there. We'll see if it comes into play while we're playing. And now we get to add a perk and a level 2 class ability. So let me save that. And let's look at the perk that the player chose, I think is Supernatural Arcane Trick. Here we go. So I think I have a character that has Arcane Trick already. Come here to characters and find that. Please, please, please. Here we go. The Boulder already has it. You know, in Maid, it's got Arcane Trick. It's a main action. Okay. Copy that over to the main actions for the Troubadour. And I'll put it, it's not going to be signature. So I'll put it right before the free strikes. There we go. All sorts of crazy stuff with this. A part of your body shoots a shower of harmless, noisy sparks. Don't want to think about that. It might be make food disgusting. You touched, make it disgusting. Lots of little tricks there. Okay, so that was the arcane trick they picked with their supernatural perk. And then come back to the class. Troubadour, first level feature. Second level features. And I have to double check what they said. Dun, 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 dun. Delian Tomb. Second level. Virtuoso, tough crowd. Okay. 5 drama. Tough crowd. This is a main action, so I'm going to put it here with the main actions. And dramatic reversal is 5-2, so I'll put it basically in order with dramatic reversal by alphabetical order. Copy and paste that. And tough crowd. 5. It's a 3 cube within 10. Cube 3 in 10. Targeting special. So I won't put any targets there. Put that back there. Main action. Keywords are area, magic, and ranged. I like to give the flavor text here too. So the flavor text for this one is: your fans don't seem to like the opening act. So I'll say my fans. I like to do it in the first person too. Don't seem to like the opening act. Power roll is going to be, first there's an effect for this one. So let's do that first. And I'll copy that over, shorthand it for the game. The area is haunted by a swirling horde of phantoms until the end of the encounter. So I don't need to say all that, but I'll just say swirling horde of phantoms till end of encounter, period, space. This is kind of a neat power. Allies can enter any square of area without spending movement. At the end of each of your turns, you can make one power roll that targets each enemy in the area. Each enemy in area. All right. So this power roll, it's an action, so it can get a crit. It's going to use presence, which will be 2 right now. At level 2, 2d10 plus 2. And then it's going to do 5 corruption, or it's going to do corruption damage. Let's start with 5. And if their might is less than 0, put that little dot there, or else it doesn't render correctly. If the might is less than 0, pull 1 toward center of area. And I'll copy this up to the different tiers. So that's what's going to happen no matter what when you use the ability. If you roll high enough, you'll get these other better effects. So you can do 9 corruption or 12 corruption. So at the end of each of your turns, you can make this power roll. And the potency is average and strong, strong being equal to your highest characteristic. And it's pull 1, pull 2, and pull 3. You might be wondering, if it's a cube 3, the furthest they can be away from the center of the cube is 1, right? So why is it pull 3? Basically, that allows it to work on creatures with higher and higher stability. So that's that. I think the intent is it only works on creatures that are in the area. Let's see. Allies can enter any square of area without spending movement. At end of each of your turns, you can make one power roll that targets each enemy in the area. Yeah. So yeah, they're going up and up in the strength of the pull. Overcome stability. Also, if there's something standing there, you pull it into that thing with more velocity, and you damage both targets with more damage. So tough crowd. That's a 5 resource main action for the Troubadour at second level. So what changes did the Troubadour get in total? Their stamina went up to 27, which of course affects their winded value and how much they heal with each recovery. Their drama, they can now appeal to the muses to try and get more drama at the start of their turn with the risk that it builds malice. They have my reputation precedes me, which is pretty convoluted. I'll have to uh, play that several times before I understand exactly all the ins and outs of how that works. We were doing their gear. Let me double check and see. I don't think the Troubadour had any gear found. Let's look. So I keep kind of a running history of rewards. If I come back to the Delian Tomb and I'm looking for Thalanor each time. Didn't play that time. This is Heroes of the Borderland. Delian Tomb 2D. Thalanor played. Okay. Thalanor got ounce of customary leaves. So that is ingredients for potion of healing. Ounce of demon honey, and I don't need to put the measurement. We'll just assume if I have a multiple of it, I have the full measurement of whatever it is. Demon honey times 3 and customary leaves. And really that demon honey should be times 2 now because he already started making the project. That would be interesting to track that, make sure we don't miss that. Sheets of glass and sunbathed gold dust times 2. So Thalanor got that. That is part of making mirror tokens, which is another magic item. And put that right there. So Thalanor's got both of those. Thalanor's making Buzz Bomb. Come back to Delian Tomb 2B. Thalanor did not play. 2A, Thalanor played. Thalanor took the Courser Chanterelle. And Thalanor took the one with the wilderness part of that. So this is a title that Thalanor got. And did I put that already out here? Titles, Courser Chanterelle, win outdoors and not in settlement. Can't be surprised. Good, got covered. So I think I'm up to date with Thalanor. Thalanor didn't get anything from that. Okay, so there. Thalanor's got all his gear, updated for his level. Characteristics don't change at all. I think they change at the tiers, so I think at 4th level they'll change. Let's take a look. Looking for... There we go. Yeah, let's take a look at just see what levels. So 3rd level features. So you get this class feature. You have the following performance abilities, which are usable with your routines feature. Choose one heroic ability from the following. 4th level, characteristic increase. So your agility and presence scores increase to 3, 4th level. And so all your power rolls get better, everything gets better. So let's bring that into the character. Let's see how I do that. Here we go. So here's Thalanor. And if I shift double click on him, it brings up the character sheet, which I don't actually want. So I'm just double clicking on him, no shift. And in GM Notes, I'm going to put the text that I just created for Thalanor. So go there, down. Right click, paste as plain text. Back that up, save that, and then import it using this API. The new stuff will appear at the top there, so I just kind of got to sort that. So he's got gear now. Make that test capitalized. Then Tough Crowd, 5th level, main action. 5 heroic resource main action. There we go. Then Harmonize must have changed how it read. Arcane Trick, that's a main action right before immediately free strike. Harmonize, let's see if I just type that different. So what did I change here? Use hero -3 targeting 1. Yeah, so that, delete that. Drama start turn appeal. So there's drama start turn, and there's drama start turn appeal. Okay, that should be it. Click that. Go back to my Troubadour. There we go. Why did that not update? Maybe I just didn't do it. All right. Gear. There's gear. Oh, and I'm kind of tracking magic items when I have players come and go in kind of a open like adventure league format. I keep track of number of magic items, so it kind of balances out. And I don't know what to use it yet um, for draw steel. It seems like it's going about the same speed as adventure league. I had actually been using double, so I might back off how many they can have before other people get first pick on a magic item. Might do that. Performances are all the same here. Dramatic reversal's the same. Tough crowd. Let's see how this reads. Okay, tough crowd. 5 heroic resource, cube 3 and 10. Main action, area, magic ranged. My fans don't seem to like the opening act. Effect, swirling hordes of phantoms till the end of the encounter. Allies can enter any square of the area without spending movement. At the end of each of your turns, you can make one power roll that targets each enemy in the area. And let me change the size of this back down to 100%. See what it'll look like in game for the pagination. I like to look at the pagination, and if I can, reduce an extra line that's just mostly blank. And so what I'm going to do is in the description of this power roll, tough crowd. I'm going to say pull 1, 2. It's not really 2, but or I could just do towards center. Yeah, I'll do that. Towards center. There we go. Nice. Now it's all in one line. So power roll of 4, really bad roll. Rolled a 1 and a 1 on the dice. Does 5 corruption. If their might's less than 0, they're pulled 1 toward the center. If I just do that again a couple times, I get a 12. That's 9 corruption. 17, or there's a 21. 12 corruption, might less than 2, pulled 3 toward the center, and it's a crit, so I get another main action. And then the effect, swirling horde of phantoms till end of encounter. Allies can enter any square area without spending movement. Let's change that text slightly. Any square without spending move. At end of each of your turns, you can see how that shrinks down. Perfect. And I don't need to say one power roll. You can make power roll that targets each enemy in the area. There we go. That is the tough crowd new ability. So you can see that going from a first level Troubadour to a second level Troubadour wasn't a whole lot relative to how many they had to start. So a level 1 Troubadour, and I see this across the board in Draw Steel, a level 1 character's got so many options. It takes a long time for the players to start to feel them out. You got 4 different performances. You can kind of determine when you want to use the 4 different performances. Ballad of the Beast is a great one, giving everyone a surge at the start of their turn. Choreography is good if you got to move the whole team fast. Revitalizing Limerick's great if healing is of the essence. And then Thunder Mother is just fun because you get to call down lightning. End of each round, make one power roll. First target that ignores cover can't target same creature twice. It's fun, but it's not a lot of damage. And that might go up by level, so I probably need to double check that. Let's take a look at Thunder Mother. Because I don't have those things that go up by level noted or built in, which is going to catch me, I'm afraid. First level features. Looking for routines, there we go. Star power, virtual, Thunder Mother, here we go. Lightning damage equal to your level. Yep, it is your level. I was right. Okay. So for that, Thunder Mother. Okay, so that's going to be 2 now, and 7, and 12. And I should make those red, so I know next time I update this character that those could change from something. I need to watch them. What other things could change? Should probably look at choreography and Battle of the Beast, but I bet they don't. Hey, Foxtrot. I'll catch this on replay. Got a direct draw steal. Oh yeah, go have fun. Go have fun. Okay, so Thunder Mother, Battle of the Beast is 1 surge. The basic ones, yeah, they're just all not based on level. So just do a search here, find level. Thunder Mother, second level features, that's it. Okay, so I didn't miss anything else that goes up by level. But I just gotta take that, copy that, go back over to Roll20, and go to the Troubadour, and go to Thunder Mother. Go. There we go. Damage increasing now. Still not a lot of damage. You know, relatively speaking, you can do a lot more damage giving every one of your allies a surge if they're all spending that surge, because that's +2 damage every time, every one of their surges. So that'll be more than your average of 7 lightning damage. All right, so D&D, I need to get the D&D Bard up to 3rd level. And that's going to be good because that will be an increase to their subclass. Get to pick their subclass stuff. So I come up to D&D stuff, go to classes, characters. And that is Frankel. Yeah. 2nd level bard currently. So going up to 3rd level. I should pull up a window that is D&D Beyond. There we go. Okay. The new starter set's getting getting kind of attached from every direction. It's actually, there's a lot of good stuff in it that you can pull from it and make a good old classic adventure out of it. There's a lot of stuff I would not use for a good old classic adventure. That was done to try and teach brand new newbies in a short period of time how to do skill checks or something like that. And obviously, once you kind of hone your craft, you don't want to do a lot of skill checks that don't have any stakes to them. And so a lot of those things you're just going to leave behind if you're in this like a regular classic adventure. I'm going to have to do a how-to, but if you look at our actual play, you can see what we did. And it really plays great. Great adventure. So now I'm looking for the Bard. Player's Handbook. Bard. Okay, so Bard subclass. Bardic die is the same. 1 more prepared spell, some more spell slots. So I got spell slots tracked here. And those both go up, and they have 2nd level spell slots now of 2. Got that. Inspirations won't change, nothing like that will change. Bard die doesn't change. We'll figure out what spell they picked in a minute. Let's look at the Bard spell class. I think they went with Dance. Bard spell classes. College of Dance. Level 3, Dazzling Footwork. I normally put these into here. Bard. Dance. Oh, wow. Okay, I must have already started working on a Bard with the Dance subclass. So, looking at the 2024 D&D Bard, bring them up to 3rd level. While you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, you gain the following benefits. Strikes. So this is like the play test, and it's all probably different. Yeah, there's Dance Virtuoso is different. Unarmed defenses. Okay, your base armor class is equal to 10 plus your dex and charisma modifiers. No armor or shield. Armor class 10 plus dex plus charisma modifier. Got that. Dance Virtuoso. You have advantage on any charisma performance check you make that involves you dancing. Just make that a thing. Virtuoso. It's free. You have to have no armor or shield. Advantage. Perform. It's actually charisma performance. So if you had like intelligence performance, you wouldn't get this. So, but I'm just going to put perform. Involving dance. I'm just saying perform dance. There we go. And that'll appear in the skills has advantage dance or perform dance. The F there, so it's different than perception. All right, I'll make that red, so I know to do that. That stands for Agile Strikes. When you expand a use of your bardic inspiration as part of an action. Hey, Daniel Dias. Is it Dias or Dias? If you have any questions, let me know. Right now, I'm updating 3 different bards. I'm updating a 2024 D&D bard, a d20play RPG bard, and the Troubadour from Draw Steel and comparing them. When you expend a use of bardic inspiration as part of an action, a bonus action, or a reaction, you can make one unarmed strike as part of that action, bonus, or reaction. Okay. So Agile Strike, spend BI, part of action, bonus, reaction, make an unarmed strike. Got it. Okay, that's right. And like everything else, you can't be wearing shield. Diaz. Okay. I guess I should put that in there. No armor, shield. There we go. Bardic damage. You can use your dex mod instead of your strength mod for the attack rolls of an unarmed strike. When you deal damage with an unarmed strike, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to the roll of your bardic inspiration die plus your dex modifier. Instead of the strike's normal damage, this roll doesn't expend the die. Okay, so you're always going to do your bardic if it's better than 1 or whatever other unarmed strike you have. So, agile strikes. Got dance for true, so bardic damage. So this will be, again, no armor or shield. Use dex mod and bardic inspiration damage die for unarmed strikes. Don't expend die. Okay, that's all the same. And it looks like what went away? Inspiring move went away. Inspiring move went to level 6. So let's move that down to level 6. So I have it when I do it. Make level 6 and higher yellow again because I don't have them all done. Inspiring move goes down to level 6. There we go. Agile strikes I'll keep. Free. Make an arm strike. Okay. There we go. Let me copy that over. So this is Frankel, the bard. In the features, I'm adding all these things. Agile strike, bardic damage. Copy agile strikes down to there. I'm going to copy the advantage on the performing dance up above. Boom. AD perform dance, got it. And then sort the rest of these. Bardic damage stays, dance virtuoso is going to move. And unarmored defense will move. STU. All right. So that won't affect anything down here except for the unarmed strike, which is now going to be the Bardic Inspiration die, which is a D6 instead of a D1. And they get to use their Dex modifier for it, which is for this character +2 instead of +1 for strength. So +4 on the attack roll. And +2 on the damage roll. And how this would interact with horns, I don't know. I think it doesn't. Unarmed strike is part of that. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything. Now we know they're going to get 4 and 2 for spells per day. And they're going to get one more known spell. They might get one more cantrip. Let's see if the bard gets another cantrip too. Cantrips 2, 2. Nope, still 2. And one more prepared spell. So let's see what they took. Look at this in my Roll20 campaign. Campaigns. d20play. View. Except Frankel's not there. There we go. Let's take a look at him in D&D Beyond. Level 3. College of Dance. Dagger, horns. Okay, the bardic damage +4, d6 +2. That matches what I did. That's good. Not sure why he has advantage on perception, advantage on performance, I know. Is this D&D, Bard versus Draw Steel, Troubadour, or there's other games in the mix? One more other game in the mix. I'm also looking at d20play RPG. So here's the 3 bards for you, Daniel. Actually, Troubadour in Draw Steel, and then updated the Troubadour to 2nd level. You can see all the macro buttons I have for the Troubadour. All the Troubadour's performances are here. Actions are here. Maneuvers are here. Moves triggered, free. They have the new drama that they can appeal to the muses and risk giving me malice. And then I'm updating the D&D bard. You can look at the difference in number of buttons. D&D bard, I'm updating that character to 3rd level. And then I have a D20play RPG bard. You can see the difference in buttons there, a little bit more simple. I'm going to update that to 3rd level as well. And I already did the Thalanor, the Troubadour. Let's look at Frankel. Let me move that out of the way. Okay, so I was updating. Why does Frankel have advantage on perception? Because he has Eyes of the Eagle, I think. That's what happened. Let's see what his inventory has. Eyes of the Eagle, that's right. So let me grab that. Let's look at the rewards and see what Frankel got for rewards last adventure. So that would have been Heroes of the Borderlands, and there's Frankel right there. Eyes of the Eagle, Dread Helm also. Okay. And a potion of healing he got. Made out like a bandit. So, gear. Eyes of the Eagle. There we go. Put that with this gear and eyes and there's that one. And then I have consumables and common items, Dread Helm, and Potion of Healing. Okay. I don't think Eyes of the Eagle are they do attune. Okay, that is an attuned item. Hardly matters at first level, but we definitely want to keep track of it later. One for one of those, one for one of those, and these actually third level, so you use 2 out of 3 of those. Don't need to track story items yet. And third level, you can have 2 permanents. So that's updating his gear there. And then he's wearing the eyes. So I'll put that here. And in his pouch, he's carrying the potion. And he is wearing the helm too. There we go. Update that in his gear. Third level bard. So the eyes are going to give him advantage on perception to see. So here's his perception. So I'll do ADC. And Dread Helm. There it is, Dread Helm. Fearsome Steel Helm. I'm surprised I don't have. It's called a Helm of Dread. What's it called? So we look at this adventure. Look at the treasure. I don't have it at all. I just missed it. All right. So let's look at the update to the Dread Helm. As I use things for the first time in 2024 D&D, I update and double check and make sure I have them right. So Dungeon Master's Guide, Magic Items, Dread Helm. There it is, Dread Helm. Move that over there and go back up to gear. Dread Helm. I'll revise all of them. They are common, permanent, not attune. Oh, I want to replace them all. Yeah, check the rest of the document. Okay. Guess there are no other ones. Fearsome Steel Helm, where eyes glow red. Is that all it does? Eyes glow red and the rest of your face is hidden in shadow. Eyes glow red, face hidden in shadow. Updated 2024. So he's got the Red Helm, he's got the Eyes of the Eagle. Spells. What spells did he take? Oh, did I lose Frankel? Here he is. All right, spells. So we got Light and Vicious Mockery. And then we got Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Fairy Fire, Healing Word, Tasha's City's Laughter, Crown of Madness. So, come over here to spells. I bet I haven't done that for D&D 2024 yet. Oh, I did. Crown of Madness. Concentration 120 feet. Enchantment. Verbal somatic. Humanoid you see. Charm. Use action before move each turn to make melee attack versus creature other than self you choose. Act normal if you no choose or none in reach. On subsequent turns, action to maintain. They get a save. They get to repeat the save. And you're spending actions to maintain it. Okay. So there's the Crown of Madness added to his spells. And this whispers it to the players so they can check their spells and no one else sees them. That should be everything. He's got advantage on survival somehow. What's that coming from? Labyrinthine Recall. Is that a thing for all Minotaurs? Guess I could go to game rules, species. They won't be in the player's handbook. I bet they'll be in Mordenkainen's. Minotaur. Huh. That might be an old Minotaur thing. Nope, there it is. You always know which direction is north. Okay, so wisdom survival checks to make to navigate or track. So let's look at that in my species. Minotaur. I have that. Advantage survival, navigate track. And I should have it in the, yeah, there it is. I just didn't do it up above in the skills. So he's got all sorts of advantages. Plus he's a jack of all trades. And what else do I need to update? So, third level bard. Nothing changes up here. Does jack of all trades now increase initiative like it used to? Let's look at his character sheet. It's initiative still. I think they might have changed it because it doesn't show on the character sheet now. Hit points 24. Proficiency is the same, spells the same, hit dice should be 3. No changes here. 24 hit points. Did he get better armor yet? He did. We'll have to see what he got. 24, 3 times that. Give him one more of these hit dice rolls. And he got, no armor because of his dance thing. He gets to add his charisma modifier. +3 and none. For 15 armor class. Minotaur, 3rd level, got all that. Gear's gonna be different, leather armor's gone. See if I missed the other inventory changes he did. Borderlands tabard, add that. He's got costumes, daggers, dread helm, mirrors, perfume, potion of healing, just 1. Got his talkin', got his war gong, backpack, rations, he's got 5, yep. Okay. I think he's updated. So let me update him in Roll20. Take all that, copy there. Go to Roll20. Frankel, double click that. Select all, delete, right click, paste special, or paste this plain text. Save that, update. hit points you saw updated, and all the new things here at the bottom. Move those up where they're supposed to go. Armor class got better, hit points got better. Got some gear, got the dread helm. Got the eyes of the eagle. Got the agile strikes. Feature. And then one new spell already in order. That should be good. Okay, so here's the Troubadour at 2nd level. Here is the D&D Bard at 3rd level. So maybe about half. Well, let's look at, of course, the names for the D&D Bard are a lot less. So the D&D Bard's got Agile Strikes. That's just telling you, oh, it's free. You can expend a Bardic Inspiration as part of an action to make an unarmed strike. So you do something else, you can just get this free unarmed strike that you can use with that. So that one's something to remember. Bardic Inspiration is something to remember. Goring Rush is a bonus you can do. Hammering Horns is a bonus you can do. Then you have your attacks and then your spells. And you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spells. 3 things there you can do. So that's 11. Your attacks, 12, 13, 14 things. 14 things you're doing kind of as attack rolls. Then the Bard's got 4 performances. There's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not counting the things that everyone can do. 13, 14. And then it's debatable if you want to count every way you can grab your heroic resources. I think if I was playing a character in Draw Steel, I'd have like a cheat sheet that had just a listing of these things. But at the start of your turn, you got drama that you're going to get. You can appeal to the muses to get the chance for more drama, but malice for the DM. And your drama can actually, you can get actually extra heroic resources to give to others, or keep it as your own drama. So that's pretty cool. And then more ways to get drama here for your character. So there's all those. Let's update Christopher, who is a d20play RPG character, which is like old school D&D. This will be fast and simple, but I do need to pull up the rules for the d20play RPG. Here we go. All right. So we got this navigation pane over here, and we're going to go to class, Bard, Inspiring Companion, D6 hit points per level. So let's do this over here. There we go. And then Frankel, this will be under d20play characters. Attack card, d20play characters. Christopher. Okay, here we go. Same player, by the way. Likes the bards. The player will, of course, roll hit points, but just say they roll. Let's see if they're below or above average right now. So they should have rolled twice, and 7 is dead average if they have no con modifier, which they don't. So they're right on average. So we'll give them 3 more this time. So they're 10 hit points out of 10 max at 3rd level. Hit points are definitely much lower in this game. Okay, so that's what they have for hit points. Nothing else really changes. Nothing changes here. They have more spells known. They get an extra, they get 1 2nd level spell that they add. So we'll do that down here. Oh, spell level 2. And at odd level, they get a roll for a talent, or they choose. If I was doing like organized play, then I'd probably have them, they get to choose. And their minimum level being 3rd, they could choose either +1 to a stat or +1 to spellcasting. Generally, you always want to increase your stats if they're not at the tier limits. And what are the tier limits for stats? At tier 1, they're +3. So this character's charisma is already +3, so he could not increase that charisma to +4. So instead, you could take +1 spellcasting. Let's say they chose that. Or you can roll. So if we come here and look at what they can roll for, what could they get instead? They could be better at attacking with weapons. They could learn an additional bard spell. Or they could choose any class's random talent. So anything from any other class. Let's just roll for fun. Let's just do it. No, the macro bar is not that much. The macro bar is great because it makes it so that everything's like just one click away. And plus you have all the rules there. And so speed of play is tremendous with that. Come back to roll 20. Here we go. All right, let's roll D20. D20. A 7. So I think that's +1 to a stat. Yeah, that's +1 to a stat. Would you want to stay that way, or would you rather you'd rather have the +1 spellcasting, right? You would actually, but let's do that. +1 spellcasting. So their spells are at +3. Now they're at +4, and 1 second level spell. So we come to spells. Bard spell list. Alter self, detect thoughts, hold person's nice, invisibility is really nice, mirror image, shatter, silence, zone of truth. A lot of good stuff there, but invisibility is huge. That'd be the thing I'd always want to be able to do if I could. Invisibility. And I should have some short, or I should have these spells already covered. So I'll come down here to d20play spells. Level 2, invisibility. Duration is focus, repeat every span, +4, which matches +4. In fact, I have to change all these other d20 +3s to d20 +4s. Place all. No more. Close that. And I should look and see. He should not have gotten anything because the skirt actually died in the last thing he played. Oh, 3rd level bard. What treasure would Christopher have gotten? So I come back up here to my rewards. The last thing he played was Dragon Delves 2. There we go. Bakers doesn't. Christopher. No match counts. So Christopher's ready to go. I will pick all that to there, copy that, bring in the roll 20, select all that, delete it, right click. Okay, up to 10 hit points. And let me sort these things that I added. So I updated this. Initiative. I always have to manually fix this. For some reason, the API doesn't read it right. I haven't figured out how to fix that. And then his invisibility spell. And all the spells are 1 better. So there we go. Let's look at the very simple character. 1 line of things. Got his initiative, his armor class, his ability scores, and if any of them have any kind of skill with it, has advantage on the roll. Description, 3rd level bard now. Gear, good old 10 slots worth of gear. Potion of healing that he's carrying. His talents. Oh, I didn't add the Bard 3 talent, which is +1 spellcasting. His attacks. He's got a crossbow. He's got a dagger. He's got Leaf Warden, which is a dragon slaying sword. And he rolled a crit on that roll. I just do double damage for crits. So that would have been 2. If he's willing it in, if he's got a dagger in his offhand, he'll do an extra point of damage. So that's 2, 3, and 5 is 8, double to 16 damage. Unarmed strike, his spells. So he can dishearten, and he's always looking to dishearten someone when they roll a 1. You can do harmonic healing, you can do inspire, always looking to do that when someone rolls a 20, because he can do it for free then with advantage on the die roll. Light, Toll the Dead. Toll the Dead always does damage even on a save. The saves are half instead of none, and there's disadvantage on the save if you're wounded when you get told. The damage is always a d8 though. Then invisibility, second level spell. All right, so there's that. And then we got Frankel, who is a D&D bard. So there's his initiative. His armor class and hit points are about a little bit more than double. He has abilities. Whole bunch of different abilities there. The API might have stopped. Let me update that real quick. And when it does stop, that means that I might have something messed up in one of the macros. Let us find out. Oh, there the outcome. Okay, it was just going slow. So there's all those things. He's got a description, he's got his gear, he's got a dread helm, eyes of the eagle, pushing and healing. There's all his features. He's got agile strikes, bardic inspiration, enchanting song, goring rush. The enchanting songs from his background. He's got the musician feat. Hammering horns, dagger, horns, unarmed. His spells, light, vicious mockery, cure wounds, detect magic, fairy fire, healing word, Tasha's hideous laughter, crown of madness. So there is the D&D. Then the draw steel bard has a few more hit points than the third level D&D character. So a little bit more staying power, a lot more staying power at first level. Troubadour, speed of 9. It's got that swashbuckling kit, which gives +3 to speed. Some of these kits are like a little weird. It's like, why is adding armor giving you more speed? I don't. That's a little odd. I'd love to hear the explanation for that. Here's your tests. You add your characteristic, add your skill. Just like D&D, you can do the same thing. So I could roll all the D&D stuff into one test roll too. But D&D more often has the skill go with the appropriate ability, maybe, than draw steel does. Then you got your performances. 4 different performances to choose from that you change at the start of the round. Then you got your action. Dramatic reversals, great one. Tough crowds, a great one. Hypnotic overtones is not so great. I haven't seen that one work that good. You can slide creatures around a little bit and daze them if they got a low intuition. Intuition is usually a pretty good skill for everyone, though. It's kind of like wisdom. Like even animals have a good intuition, I think. I'd have to double check. I'm not sure if that's true in draw steel or not. You have fancy footwork, which is just a good melee attack, and lets you also push people around. You got witty banter, which is a good psychic attack and works ranged and helps you heal or end effects. And then let's see what else you got. So there's that. You have your arcane trick, which was a perk you got at 2nd level. Do a little. It's kind of like prestidigitation, but turned up a little bit. You have melee free strikes, range free strikes, charging, defending, healing, cut your power chord maneuver, your aid attack, catch breath, escape, grab, hide, knockback, stand, use consumable. What consumables does he have? He doesn't have any right now, I don't think. Does he? He has none. I need to update that magic line. Yeah, because he's got nothing right now. He's got some ingredients and he's got some recipes, but no actual magic items. Where was I? Use a consumable. Okay, then these guys move, advance, disengage, ride. Harmonize lets him grant someone an extra target if they're doing a power that affects one target. And then drama. So you get drama every turn, or you can appeal to the muses and get more drama with the risk of malice coming in. So watching for heroes, 3 heroes using an ability in a turn. Remember, turns are like one person's turn. So that'll most likely happen if the bard does a dramatic reversal, which grants themselves or 3 allies the ability to shift and do a free strike. And a free strike is an ability. So that would be 3 abilities in one turn. So you're watching for that. Hero getting winded, you're looking for a hero roll 19s and 20s. So you're watching all the time for everyone roll 19s or 20s. So you gotta be on it for that. Heroes dying, etc. So there you go. There are 3 levels of complexity with bards. The D20 play RPG, you're always looking to inspire or dishearten, right? The draw steel bard, you're always got your performance going. The D&D bard's a little less with that inspiring. They got the bardic inspiration 3 times per long rest. And plus it's not as like, you can't give it to someone like the D20 play RPG does, where it's like, oh, you rolled a 20, you are inspired. So yeah, they would get heroic inspiration after rolling the 20. Now, if they already had heroic inspiration and they rolled a 20, you can still do it because it follows the rules for regular luck tokens, which means the next closest ally will get it. And you're looking for enemies to roll a 1, and then you dishearten them. Creature you see is going to take psychic damage when they roll a 1. So you're looking for that. Free, that you get to do when it happens, and you have advantage on the retain roll. So I really like the D20 play RPG part. I'm going to have to get back and play that. It's so simple, but keeps you engaged. The D&D bard kind of misses out a little bit. They've got all their spellcasting though, so they got that going for them. And then the draw steel troubadour, really good again, where you have the performances that you're always doing, always watching those, always doing those performances. So there you go. There's the 3 different types of bards. I got Valinor ready for tomorrow. We're playing draw steel tomorrow, so I had to get him updated. Thought I'd do this video updating him and comparing the 3 different games. Draw steel, 2.5 lines of buttons. D&D, 1.5 lines of buttons. And D20 play RPG, 1 line. But I think more engaging on the inspiring and disheartening front. All right, there you go. Thanks for watching. If you watch this later, let me know if you have any questions. Good night, everyone.